Next week is a holiday called Thanksgiving here in the USA. It's a family holiday where we show gratitude and appreciation to others. And that gave me the idea to help you boost your vocabulary about thanking someone.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 774, Showing Gratitude. Today, we're going to be looking at something that might seem pretty basic at first, but, as always, I like to start at the basics and then deep dive into the topic. And the topic for today is how to thank someone and also how to respond when someone thanks you, so you can sound more like a native English speaker. This is something that a lot of English learners, get the basics down pretty quickly. But to really sound natural and fluent, it takes a little bit more. So let's jump right in. I like to think about vocabulary as like a tool in your toolbox. And like any good mechanic, you've got your toolbox of thank yous, and you need to know which one to pull out for the right situation. So, what are some of the tools that you probably already have in your toolbox? Well, first you've got your basic thank you. That's your everyday, reliable, polite way to express thanks. And then you step it up a notch. You've got thank you very much. Now that's like, a little more formal, and it shows extra respect and gratitude. And then, on the other end of the spectrum, if you're just hanging out with your buddies, you can just throw out a thanks. Nice and casual. So, thanking someone is all about matching the level of formality to the situation. Like, if I were in a job interview, I probably wouldn't want to just say thanks to the interviewer. Thank you very much is more appropriate. But if I'm, just grabbing a coffee with a friend, a simple thanks is perfect. And sometimes you want to go beyond just a basic thank you. You want to add a little more flavor. Well, one really easy way is to thank someone for a specific thing. You just need to use the structure thank you for plus the noun, like thank you for the coffee or thanks for the coffee. And hey, thanks for the birthday gift. Still kind of simple, but it gets the message across. Simple. But if you want, you can add a little something extra to make it more engaging. So instead of just saying thank you for the coffee, you could say thank you for the coffee. It was delicious. You're adding a bit more detail to your thank you. And you can do the same thing when you thank someone for a gift. Instead of just saying, thank you for the birthday gift, you could say, thank you for the birthday gift. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. And sometimes you want to thank someone who did something for you. You want to thank someone for that action. In this case, you're going to use thank you for and then a gerund. The ing form of the verb, like thank you for helping me, or thank you for listening to me complain about the boss. And just be careful of one point. This is something a lot of English learners do, but it's not natural. You can say, thank you for helping me, but not, thank you for your helping me. I hear that a lot. You don't need your, because the listener knows who you are talking about. After all, you said thank you for helping me. Some examples could be, thank you for cooking dinner. Thank you for working hard today. And I want to say, thank you for studying English with me here on this podcast. Now, I thought it would be helpful to add in a few extra ways to express thanks in English. For example, instead of thank you for the help, you could say, I really appreciate your help. And when you want to acknowledge someone's kindness, instead of just saying thank you, you could say, that's so kind of you. English is that kind of flexible language. Thanks a bunch. Thanks a ton. Thanks a million. Now, let's flip the script and talk about responding to a thank you. Of course, we've got the classic, you're welcome. It works in almost any situation. But instead, when someone thanks you, you can say, no problem, which is super common in casual conversation. Like, don't even mention it, or it was nothing, or my pleasure. You have a bunch of options. You know, it's great, right? So it's all about choosing the right one for the situation. Remember, context is king. You gotta match your response to the situation and your relationship with the person. And remember, a basic idea in English is that the longer the sentence, the more formal or polite it sounds. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it. Versus, thanks a bunch. Well, thanks a bunch for spending time with me today in this podcast English lesson. And keep in mind, the best way to remember English phrases like these and any other word or phrase in English is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. And check this out. Do you need more experience speaking English? Well, you can get the chance to practice this kind of English with me directly. That's right. You can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends, join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 774. Thanks a million. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.